How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to talk about creating content from your speaking engagements. I film pretty much everything, but there is some system to this madness. It's not just filming and then trying to piece together clips. If you are strategic, if you are intentional, and you write your speeches knowing that you are going to have to cut clips later, then you can talk in TikToks per se. You can get a point across every 1 to 2 minutes. And if you do that for a 60-minute speech, you have 30 TikTok reels. 30 TikTok reels where you are starting it and finishing it, knowing that later when you're cutting that clip, you have 1 to 2 minutes that it's as easy as cut the beginning and cut the end, cut the beginning, cut the end, and you're not having to piece all these things together to try to make something make sense. A lot of times I watch speakers and their video will be hitting and then it just ends and the point didn't get across. And I'll ask them, like, what happened, dude? And they're like, well, I didn't make that point till, 10 minutes later in the speech, and that was too long of a reel. I was, number one, edit that part from 10 minutes forward back to this part to make this clip make sense, or it's not going to go viral, number one. But number two, why didn't you just make the point? These things don't have to be so far in callbacks for today's audience that is conditioned to consume things the way they consume content online, which is quick, fast, get your point across. That's how I talk now. So I write my speeches, I tell people all the time, in 5-minute modules that I can tell in 10 minutes if I tell it slower. And then out of that 10 minutes, I can use that, number one, for a YouTube long form. 10-minute video, great YouTube long form. But also I could cut that into 5 2-minute clips for speaker reels. And I am writing intentionally so that way when I edit later, it is easier, faster, and it is more clear to my audience. Another way that I am getting content when I am at speaking engagements is I'm getting a video testimonial from the decision maker, the person that booked me. And then I'm taking the footage of me being on stage plus a little bit of B-roll. Before and after, I go around and I film, walking through the hallways, walking up to the building, the name of the place that I'm speaking at, stuff like that. And then I edit that into a speaker's reel. I get a brand new speaker's reel every single time I speak because of the way that I do my content. Me speaking on stage, B-roll, and a testimonial. That's what you need for a speaker's reel. Put that together at every single event that you go to. Then what happens is 5, 10, 15 events down the road, you have all this footage to create a ultimate speaker's reel that has the best content, the best testimonial. You're just getting better and better and better at this process of creating a speaker's reel. And you're always updating your current version. If you go to my website, www.jaredscottspeaks.com, and you go to the testimonial tab, you will see that my testimonies are not just me asking someone questions and them answering. They are full-blown speaker's reels. At any moment, I could put any of them on my main page of my website, and they could serve as my speaker's reel. But what I've done, if you go look at my speaker reel on my main website, it's the ultimate one that you'll see all these different testimonials melted into one, right? And it's always changing. Every single time, even this last Monday, we had 2 videographers come out. We created an ultimate speaker's reel. And I'm like, I'm going to use a lot of this footage for my main speaker reel now. I'm just going to update it. You get good at this process. Anything that you do over time, you're going to get great at. And that's what we've gotten great at, content. So let's recap real quick. What you're going to do is you are going to film. Start with your phone. If you only have your phone, put it on a tripod in the back of the room. Clip yourself up with a clip-on mic that you get from Amazon. Make sure that you have clear audio. That's actually the most important when you're starting. If people can't see you because it's a little bit blurry, but they can hear you, that's better than them being able to see you but can't hear you at all, just so you know. Over time, you upgrade your gear and you get multiple cameras, multiple angles, or you're hiring people to come out and film you. But I would always suggest that you get your own audio just to make sure, because sometimes you hire people and their audio isn't great, and even though you paid them for $500, they can't hear you. Doesn't matter, you have no clips now. So always get your own audio. Always put up your own camera too, just in case, so you have an extra angle. It's actually easier to edit when you have multiple angles because you can cut from clip to clip to clip, from angle to angle to angle. Film your entire speech. If you have a 60-minute speech, you should have at least 20 to 30 short form clips from that, 1 to 2 minutes, that you could post on every social media. And then you should have at least 4, maybe 5 long form YouTube videos that you could cut out of that, because you are strategically and intentionally writing your speech ready for social media, okay? Ready for YouTube, ready for clips. If you do that, then you will have a month's worth of content from one speaking engagement. 30 clips, that's 1 a day. 4 long form YouTube videos, that's 1 a week. That's really all you need to post, and you're good. You're good. Every single gig is a month. You do 12 gigs, you have a whole year's worth of content. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you stay consistent, how you get seen, and how you flood the marketplace with your face and your brand, using your speaking engagements to create content. And then when you post that content, you will see which ones get the most organic reach. Those are the ones that you could repurpose for ads, and actually you could go deeper in those directions. So if there's a video, a clip that just keeps getting organic reach every time you talk about this one thing, that means that the algorithm and the audience that follows you on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they love this type of content. You need to go deeper in that direction. That might actually be what you need to talk about. I have found out what my core audience really wants to hear from me by looking at social media analytics. That's how important content is. So now all you have to do is take action. Action's evidence that you have what it takes to be the person you say you want to be. So go out there, take some action, and build some evidence so you can believe in yourself and the change that you're trying to make. And I'll see you in the next video.